So Park, in 45 seconds, tell your friends and family why they should watch this podcast.
Well, Rick, you are the first podcast host that laid it out so succinctly that if you want to, what did you say? Rev up your revenue game, you have to optimize your culture and your people first. So you and I had so much fun talking about how do you optimize culture through the stories you tell. And I shared the tripart structure of the story of setup, problem, resolution, or agreement, contradiction, and consequence. But why is that important? Well, we talked about that today. Because you, number one, have to, if you're going to build that culture, you have to demonstrate that you understand and appreciate your audience and empathize with the problem that you're going to help them solve. There's that tripart structure to story again. And what does that ultimately do in the bigger picture we talked about? Well, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. So if you're not telling your stories, how are you ever going to be known? If you're not telling really good stories, how are you going to become likable? And if you don't get people to buy into your stories and deliver on those promises, how do you become trusted? Well, that's what we talked about today. That was so much fun covering that with you today, Rick.
Well, one of the things you said in the very beginning, Park, is if you don't tell your stories, people will make them up for you.
Isn't that the truth?
Well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Rick.